your motivation to create Fear into Faith podcast. Tell me about that and how's that going?
Yeah, Fear into Faith is our brand, is our company, our events that we do, our live events is Fear into Faith Live. I just realized I was giving this shirt away. So I don't know if you can see it. Here you go. That's our brand.
Beautiful.
Wearing the shirt today because I gave it away at the challenge. It goes along right with the book, Fire Your Fear. Fear is such a big deal and people don't realize it. And the people that learn to crush fear comes upon us, right? Courage is just, you feel the fear, you do it anyway. You don't let it stop you. You don't let the betrayals, the breakups, the heartaches. I know you've walked through lots of stuff, right? You don't let those things stop you. You feel the fear and you make the decision to go past that line onto the other side. And on the other side is faith. And when you walk in faith, it's fun. It's a great way to live. All my friends that live this way, where they're like, you know what? We get kicked down, we get knocked down, but we don't stay down. We get up fast. We move forward. We make the decision that we're going to have a great day because great things happen to us. Not always, but we're going to make the decision most of the time. We're just going to get back up. You could look at my life over the last 3 years and think completely different. Losing my company. I lost a baby in the hospital. My husband lost his job. We didn't know what we were going to do. I lost 3 relatives in a matter of just a couple of months, lost people to COVID, all of these things. You could look on that side and it would debilitate you. I just don't do that. I make that decision to shift out of fear and into faith and become unstoppable and bold and confident in whatever I do. So the Fear into Faith brand for me it's everything. It's the way that I want people to live. And I've coached hundreds of women through our Fear into Faith Academy program. And all of them, the byproduct is they're confident, they're courageous, and they're unstoppable in whatever they're going to do. Some of them have become coaches, some have become speakers, some are opening their own businesses. Some of them just are better moms, whatever it is. When you shift out of the fear and you don't let it control you and you move past it and you walk in faith, life is so much better.
I mean, you're absolutely right. And I think what's going to happen, and I love your message because I like the optimism and I like the mindset, the power of that mindset, because the truth is we're coming into a season. I'm in the investment business, insurance business. So I know a lot about life insurance. I know a lot about actuarial tables and, where this world is going. And of course, just going through COVID. And I know based on the baby boomer models and generation, there's going to be a lot of people that are not going to be here 5 or 10 years from now. People are dying at a more rapid rate right now because of just old age, right? They're getting older. And a lot of people don't realize too, I'll throw in this little idea. People don't realize that when you retire, you die. Okay. So one of the worst things for people to do is retire, because then, and I even have this issue in my life, because I mean, I've been financially independent since I was 28 years old. So I've always had to continue to stay busy. Even over the last couple of years, I actually worked less and less and less and less. Mm-hmm. And I always, that's why I wrote a book. That's why I got a podcast. That's why I still do live events. I still coach and teach and on the phone. And I'm always doing something, because when you stop working completely, it's people are going to die. So believe it or not, a lot of these people that are retiring, because people are retiring, I think it's every 8 seconds somebody turns 50 years old or something like that. And so, as it's happening right now, the population is aging, at least this baby boomer generation. And so the question I have for you is, how do we deal with the devastating effects of losing somebody? Because people that are younger, they're trying to get their businesses going, they're trying to make their life great, they got young kids, and then they're losing parents, and this is devastating. So what happens, it's almost like people kill their lives, right? Kill their momentum, kill their whole world because they lose somebody. And so how do we deal with that mentally? How do we deal with that?
Oh, that's so good. My grandpa was my hero, and I lost him about a year ago. Just my absolute hero. And what I would say to that is it's really important to give yourself time. It's really important, actually. I feel like we don't deal with grief very good in this country, to be honest with you. Like in Israel and stuff, like they'll still like wear all black for like a year. And so they could go to like a Starbucks and people will see them in all black and they'll just know. And I feel like we're here and the woman in Starbucks could have lost her husband yesterday, but none of us will know. And how sad that is. So the first thing is you got to give yourself grace above anything, to know that you're walking in a season. I give myself time. When I go through stuff, I make a decision. And sometimes my husband gets me cranky because he knows most things I don't want to give myself more than 5 minutes to be upset about. And so sometimes he'll say to me, you're past your 5 minutes. Do you still want to be about this thing? And I'm like, oh, you're right. Losing my grandfather was more than a 5 minutes. And I got to decide, when am I going to take some rest? When am I going to block out my schedule? Which calls am I going to cancel? And I feel like I gave myself a couple of weeks. I had people cover some of my calls. In the end, I didn't need it. My grandfather's 95. He lived an incredible, blessed, and amazing life. But giving yourself time, I've had friends lose their husbands and stuff in the last couple of years, and there's not enough grace on that. Being honest also with people, making sure that you are not trying to just, suck it up and be okay. Have those choice people in your life. I still do. I had a rough morning this morning. I had to call somebody, be like, can you snap me out of this? We call them shield maidens. I have my shield maidens. I have my girl tribe that I can just call and go, like, depression's about to kick my butt. Because I would be depressed. Even as a mom, I'd be depressed and I'd stay in bed for days, not caring that my kids are just eating Cheerios out of the box. Now I know the secret is I can't stay there. I got to have my 5 minutes and move on. And if I can't move on, I've got to call in backup and not be like afraid of them going, oh, they're going to judge me. I got to be like, I just need backup. I just need prayer. Can you talk me off this ledge? Could you just speak some good stuff? Daniel, you'd be great at that. Could you just tell me great things are going to happen to me? Right? You got to have those people like Daniel in your life that you can call. If you don't, you got to have people like Daniel in your life who has a podcast or a show that's going to inspire you. You've got to listen to stuff that's inspiring. Man, I've listened to Les Brown more times than I can count. He's the one that inspired me about talking about fear. That guy talks about fear more than anybody else I know. He's like the head guru on crushing fear and why it's important to not make agreements with fear. So I'll listen to Les Brown. If you can't call that shield maiden, if you don't have, then get something good coming into your brain. Have Daniel's podcast or his show, your favorite episode, like have that ready to go. The one that inspires you, get that thing ready. Have it in a note so that this is what I'm going to do. You have to take action and you have to decide in advance. Too many people, depression or grief or something comes upon them and they're not prepared. Know in advance, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to call this person. I'm going to listen to this show. I'm going to tune into this music. I'm going to put these shoes on and go for a run. Know what are the things that you're going to do to shift out of it. Sometimes it's physical. You got to get out of your house. You got to go to the woods. You got to go for a walk on the beach in Newport, right? If you want something to be different, you got to physically change. So I say, give yourself grace and give yourself time, depending on what the loss is. And then be vulnerable and be real. Don't try to hide it. Don't try to suck it up, because sometimes that's more crushing. That's going to hurt you a lot more. You're going to stay under that because you're afraid that you're not happy that day. It's okay. If you lose somebody, it's okay to not be happy that day. And I'm sure if you were friends with Daniel, you could call him and say, I'm not happy today. Just talking about it and sharing about it instead of hiding it will be powerful for you.
If you like this video and you want to watch another one, click right here. If you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.